Look at that. That looked like some kind of a monkey human. He got some kind of suit on. He looked like he might be going to class. And then one day he might be sitting in that old class next to you and making better grades than you. And they got that old monkey with a human brain. And then they showed me something that was even worse than that. They showed me a picture here. I'm going to show it to you. Look at this. This is really getting out there. This is really out there, because I ain't never seen nothing like this in my whole life. And my grandmama, she be mighty upset if she saw this one. Look at that. That looked like a mouse that he got some kind of a human ear on him. That's what they said. And they doing that now. They can get a mouse to grow ears, and they said maybe they can manipulate the old gene, and they can make all these animals producing all kinds of human organs for transplanting them when they be wore out. They said that they was gonna, the professor is gonna, I got to think about this one. The professor said they could take some kind of like dog that smells really good, because you don't smell too good, and they can put that little old gene information library up in your body when you was young and make you turn out like you a human, and you got some kind of dog smell sense, and you can smell like we can see in color. And then they said, they could maybe put some kind of animal gene in you from something that can really hear good. And then next thing you know, you can hear everything going on. And ain't like you was dumb no more, like a Yankee. Because you can hear everything that's going on, because they's nosy. And then they said, what was it he told me they could do? They could, oh yeah, say, like out here in these old woods up in here. Yeah, in these woods out here, at nighttime, there's old deer romping around up in here. Because they don't like coming out in the day, because they might get themselves all shot up. And they can take the deer gene and fool that out there with some kind of special lab instrument, and they put that in that old human baby embryo zygote thing, and next thing you know, that you can see like a deer. And they call it night knock. These words are just blowing my mind. Nocturnal, that's what it is. Nocturnal. You can see in the night like a deer does. You can see like in the daylight, but it's only nighttime. They said that they are working on enhancing the human species. They called it H+. That's what it is. H+. They said they're going to make us better than God made us. They're going to put us all kinds of plant things up in there, animal things up in there. And they said, oh yeah, I forgot this one. You know what a computer is? It's something that's mighty intelligent, that runs with electrical. Supposed to think better than you do. But they make some kind of computer biological thing. He said some kind of chip. Some kind of biological chip thing that he said it kind of grows into your brain. Yeah, it grows up in your brain and it interfaces with you. And he said, if you ever watch the TV? I said, no, I don't really watch the TV. Don't have time. I'm working on building the old outhouses. I got to make some money, because times is tough for me too. I got to eat. So he said, well, if you ever watch, there's a movie on TV that come on with Captain Kirk. Who that? Well, he a captain of a great big old Enterprise starship. I said, I don't know nothing about that. Said, Captain Kirk. They had a thing called a cyborg. It was half machine and part human. And it was very intelligent. They said they're going to make a cyborg, and the cyborgification of the old human race. And they said that we is going to be assimilated. Or we going to be left behind. Like some old rusty old car out there, like the car down there in the creek bed the other day I be showing you behind me. So we are going to have a problem, because he said, that college kid, that they're going to be, I can't even, million, billion, and he said trillions of times smarter than me. I ain't too smart, but this is all I can tell you what they be telling me up in here, these smart old college kids. And then they're going to say, they're going to put in computer-like chips and grown up in your brain and make you super intelligent. And then they can hook up into you from some kind of satellite and load up information in your mind and get you to think like they want you to think and do what you want they want you to do. And then they're going to put the animal's genes up in you, and they're going to mix the old human being up to where he can be anything they want to make him. This is getting to be a dangerous time. He even said up in the paper up in here that they said they could even make a mouse with a full human brain. And then this is the biggest, baddest thing they told me. They said they come out with a movie. This movie come out here lately, something about some planet or some apes, where they was experimenting on for some kind of mind-forgetting disease. Old-timers disease, I think they call it. Old-timers disease? Is that what it's called, old-timer disease? I'm trying to remember. Olds had a Z in it. Alzheimer's. That's it, old Alzheimer's disease. And they was working on a monkey. And what happened? When the chimpanzee got exposed to that old virus up in there with some kind of information carrying in it, they got more smarter than the old human being did. And then what happens? They got mad because they had a human mind and a monkey body. And they didn't like it. They didn't like being monkeyed around with like that by the old humans. And so they got smarter than we did. And they got out of some containment place. And they attacked the human beings. And they caused a heap old kind of trouble. And it's something that maybe could happen one day. And I couldn't even sleep all night long because they said they gonna make us better than old God made us. And I said, we in a lot of trouble. And I can remember maybe my grandmama, she told me that somewhere in the Bible, she said there's something about Genesis and Noah. That some kind of crazy old thing came from something that came up out of the sky. And they hooked into the humans. And they made some kind of giant. And what I hear she say that some of them giants was as tall as an old football field, Clem. I said, huh? A football field? She said, yeah. And when you was a kid, Clem, do you remember watching the old Jason and the Argonauts? I said, yeah, ma, Grandmama. I remember that. She said, you remember how big those old giants was, old Titans and Herculeans and them? I said, well, they was way up there, Grandmama. She said, that's right. And you was like a grasshopper. And that's what the old children in Israel said. When they came into that old land of Canaan, that they was only little grasshoppers in the sight of them people. And they were scared. And they didn't want to go in there. So I think I remember Grandmama telling me that something like this might have happened one time a long time ago. And here it come again. And I just couldn't get to sleep. I laid and tossed and turned all night long. And I had to get it off my chest. And I ain't too happy about it because I don't think this is too good. That's all.